And welcome to another update on Bitcoin. In my last update, I also covered the daily chart. Here in this video, I just want to focus on the shorter time frame because as we are getting close to the end of the weekend, Bitcoin is pushing against not quite against that yet, but is approaching the upper trend line of this potential triangle pattern. So watching this for potential reaction here. This is, by the way, the 15-minute chart. And then there is another resistance level, Fibonacci resistance. It's the 88.7 Fib resistance, close to the May swing high. And that level is located at 104,688. Above that level, we've got the $105,000 level, which is the swing high from Tuesday this week. So these are the three next levels here on the smaller time frame to watch. I have to say at the moment we're still printing higher lows and lower highs, so the market is still in indecision mode, I would say. And there are a few ways how this could be interpreted. From an Elliott Wave point of view, this is clearly corrective. Okay, so there is no impulse there at the moment. Whenever we are dealing with corrections, structures can easily change because there are so many different corrective wave patterns available that it's impossible to tell which one it is going to be in advance. What we typically track for is an ABC structure. I think I've been tracking this B wave since Wednesday or Thursday probably, this B wave here. And we'll talk about the white scenario first. So the initial idea was that a larger degree top might have formed here. This was an A wave down. We're now in the B wave, which is a triangle. And that B wave is, labeled wave A, wave B, wave C, wave D, wave E. So we've got this series of lower highs and higher lows. And it would be seen as a B wave. And then from there, a C wave decline could start. So that's the idea. To keep a triangle pattern like that valid, the E wave, which is this one, the last wave up of the triangle, potentially, okay, don't know that yet, but the E wave must hold below the C wave high, which formed here around 104,550. A break above it would still be possible in a triangle, but then the labeling will change. But the real invalidation point is this one, is the Tuesday high that formed around 105K. So you've got two levels there that tell you when the triangle is changing. First one broken means internal structure is changing. Second one broken means the entire triangle is invalidated. Well, what would that mean? Would that be bullish? No, I think it would just be less directly bearish. It would indicate that maybe the B wave could extend, but it might not be in a triangle. Often triangles do change and it might turn into a WXY structure. Just to give you an idea, could still be that this was an A wave down. The B wave is just pushing a little higher, but not in a triangle formation. It would potentially be a WXY structure, and the Y wave is an A, B, C structure. But I do not have any evidence for that, okay? We need at least a break of the first level for that. So it means I cannot rule out, in other words, I cannot rule out that it's a B wave, even if we push above those levels I mentioned to you. But it would be a statement that the price wants to push higher, so it could very well shift probabilities towards the yellow scenario, which is the scenario for one more upside extension. Before we talk in detail about the yellow scenario, in the white count, we get a few signals what would be the signals that the price is starting to decline and follow the larger correction scenario, which at the moment I'm leaning to, that at least we have either topped or we are close to a top, yeah? So even with one more extension in the yellow scenario, that would not rule out the idea that we're going to start a B wave pullback, a larger pullback soon, as discussed in yesterday's daily chart video. Again, I can only recommend you check it out if you're new on the channel. So in the white count, to confirm that this B wave triangle is done, and there's at the moment no evidence it is, I'd want to see first a decline below the Saturday low, formed around 102,700, followed by a break below the Thursday low at around $101,470. And the best evidence would be here a break below the Monday low at $100,750. Now, this gives you all the levels to watch for. Can't really give you any, can't give you any targets for the move to the downside. just simply because we don't have a top in the B wave yet. So I can measure that. I can measure a target for the C wave down here once we have a triangle completed, which is not the case yet. It's still grinding higher. Clearly, the momentum is still up, but all within a very well-defined range. Now, let's talk about the upside extension. Would it change anything? It wouldn't change anything. Would just mean that we get a little bit further upside in a still unfolding A wave. And bear in mind, my thesis is still that the market should get to around about 130K as a milestone target. That's not the maximum, but overall, I'd like to see the market move towards that in this cycle. That could, of course, happen more directly, but probably not until we have that B wave pullback completed. Again, talking about the B wave we discussed in yesterday's video, this larger pullback here. So if we get one more upside extension, it wouldn't really change that idea. It would simply mean we get one more extension. The bears are not ready to drive the price lower yet. And this is only relevant here really on the micro level. But any decisive break above 105K could send it to 109K. That's also not a guarantee because the price structure is getting very choppy, very shaky foundation. And I just explained to you that the move up could just be an extension of that B wave. Yeah, that's what they like to do. That's just market sentiment at its finest. Uncertainty. B waves are often characterized by uncertainty. Now, in this move to the upside, this yellow fifth wave up, also here, I could call it a triangle, but the triangle in the wave 4. Possible. A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave, but then it could already be done. But I don't see any evidence of an upside breakout yet. Also possible, but that's just a different way of labeling it, to call the move up a diagonal pattern in which we completed waves 1 and 2. This here could now be a third wave in the making as an ABC structure. Then we can get a wave 4 and a wave 5 and have 5 waves up in wave 5, potentially reaching to 109K because that's the next larger degree resistance level. So yeah, that's the update on Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, as a member, you get access to our Sunday member live stream. It's running today at 5 p.m. UTC. Typically, we cover around 40 to 50 coins in that live stream. So if you have any questions, requests or so, or, I'm answering every question typically. So yeah, check it out. It's a great space to answer questions, to get things explained. I often see questions in the YouTube comments. I just can't answer them all, but they're often technical questions. So if that's you might want to check out our member live stream. Also, you get access to lots of content on Discord if you're a gold member. Would be great to see you there. By the way, it's at 5 p.m. UTC today. Yeah, I wish you a great Sunday. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.